this one is mainly going to be focusing on one of my favourite parts of science, astronomy. And this video is it would be quite long, so I've split it up into 2 parts. The next part will be coming out shortly after this one. Okay, let's get straight into it. So, the topic today is how stars form and die. So, how they're created, how they form in space, and then how they die. So, before we begin, I just want to say this really cool fun fact. It's just that this sun that you see on the right side of the screen is on the left. I'll zoom in for you guys. You see all those little dots in the sky are the sun. Or not our sun, they're just a sun. All of those little specks, those white specks, they're all suns. And if you guys are wondering what that giant part in the middle of the sky is on the left, that is actually another galaxy. Also, another fun fact, because it takes time for the light to reach your eye, when you look into space, you're looking at thousands or even millions of years in the past. So for all we know, some planets could have just disappeared. Right. So the birth of a star. I'll tell you a bit, but there was this really cool video I found of a NASA astronomer, Dr. Martha Boxer, and she explained it very well, and I'll put the clip after, but I'll just have a go explaining it now. Basically, there's clouds of gas and dust in space, and the gas is mainly hydrogen, and once it becomes enough matter all together, it forms, and the gravity of how do I explain it? The gravity of all of that mass, of all of it, comes together, and once you have enough, it will form a sun. And yeah, I'll roll the clip.
Star is basically a nuclear furnace. It's this collection of mostly hydrogen gas, and at the center is really, really hot and dense, where you can actually get nuclear fusion occurring, and that's how you get the heat and the light from the star. In space, you have this collection of sort of diffuse gas and dust particles. It's just sort of everywhere in space. Occasionally, it comes together through gravity. It's attracted to itself, basically. And so you get these giant molecular clouds, they're called, these big nebulae. As that stuff comes together through its own gravity, you eventually get these places where you have enough material where you can start to form a star, where it all comes together and the gravity pushes on it so hard that it heats up in the center, and that heating up is what will eventually lead to fusion and the birth of a star. 2 of the most important properties of a star are its color and its brightness. And so if you take stars and you sort of sort them by color, you get anything from red to blue, where the red stars will be the cooler stars and the blue stars will be the hotter stars. So that's really a measure of temperature. And then you can also sort them by their brightness. And so you have the very bright stars, which are usually the more massive stars, and the dimmer stars, which are usually less massive. And just by these 2 parameters, you can actually tell a lot from a star. You can tell how massive it is, you can tell how big it is, its radius, you can tell how old it is, you can know what stage of evolution it's in, and you can learn about the environment of the star that the star was born in.
Okay, welcome back, guys. So, you guys have just heard from that NASA astronomer a very detailed version of what I just said before. Now we're going to be talking about the life of the star, what it does during it's alive, because we know that how they're born now, how they're made, but what do they do while they're alive? Well, usually they form in a galaxy, inside the galaxy, right? And that galaxy, this sun will start orbiting around the center of the galaxy, as our galaxy has a massive black hole in the middle, which has been dormant for thousands, even millions of years now. But it's very slowly, but our sun is going around the universe. Oh, no, it's going around the galaxy, I mean. And our galaxy is moving around the universe. I'll make another video talking about how we move, because it's really interesting, actually. But what does the star mainly do when it's alive? So it's already been born, it's not dead yet. What does it do? Well, most of its life, it's emitting light and heat to other planets, or pulling other planets towards it, making a solar system. That's what our one does. And planets live a very long time. In the video, I think she said it was about 10 billion years, and we're about halfway through it. So, yeah, that is basically what a star does all its life. And there was something interesting she did say, that in the middle of the sun, in the core of the sun, the core is the very center of a planet or a star, the very middle, she said that there was nuclear fusion. Okay? And basically what that means is there is a lot of chemical reaction there. Moving on, we're now going to talk about the death of a star. And basically this is what happens after the sun has died. So once the sun has died, once a sun has died, it's in this state. Like, I'll tell you how it dies first, before I go on and on. So basically, the star, it's running on a hydrogen, most of them, right? And when it's gotten to a point so big that it can't produce enough hydrogen to burn, it has to then eat itself, basically. So it starts to contract, getting faster and faster and faster, contracting until it becomes tiny. And what we call this, there are two things it could become. Usually a sun like ours are medium-sized, but our one will grow to become a red giant, I believe. So our sun, I believe, will become a neutron star. I'll make another video talking about after death, which will go into more detail on neutron stars, and one of my favourite topics, black holes. I'll make a video on this as well. It's going to be the same one as the neutron star. Basically, the sun, it's not like a 50-50 chance. It's like, if the sun is massive, it has a much higher chance of becoming a black hole. And if the sun is like our one, average size, it will become a neutron star. I'll go into much more detail on neutron stars and black holes in that video. And as I said, part 2 is coming soon, and the next part is about after death, which is mainly focusing on black holes and neutron stars. I hope you guys did enjoy this one just as much as I did. They're so much fun to make. If you wanted to know anything, put it in the comment and I'll try and make a video on it. That's all from me. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And yeah, peace out.